Hey, Shonda, how are you?
I'm doing well, Terry. How are you?
I'm doing great. And we're saying thanks to everybody who's tuning in and joining us in my sister's living room today. And we want to encourage people today to talk about this one a little bit further once we finish. And that is the position that we go into any kind of situation or any battle is from that place that's victorious, that position of victory. And I believe that's a mindset that some people have to grab hold of. And I really want to just chat with you about your thoughts on
Yeah, I I like this. When you said it, I was like, yeah, think about that. But then I said, I really think I've been walking in that lately. And so it's good. And what it reminds me of is so I'm the type of person that can be an anxious movie watcher
okay.
or TV watcher if I don't know what's going to happen. So if I'm watching a new movie, a good movie is going to have some drama, some climax, some conflict. And if I don't know what's going to happen, I find myself being like, I don't even know if I want to watch this. Like, I like this character, it gets, but you make it through. And then if I go to watch it again, it's easier
Okay.
for me to watch because it's like I can still take the entertainment value from it, see things I miss, but I know what's going to happen at the end. I know how it's going to be resolved. And so it makes it easier for me to watch it again. And that's how I view coming into life circumstances from a position of victory.
Mhm.
It can be really hard when you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. What if this and what if that? But then I think about like at the end, whatever the end is, and I never really know what time frame is end,
Yeah.
whether end is tomorrow or end is in 2 years or end is whenever. But then I remember whose child I am. I remember that all things work together for the good. So
Mhm.
when I'm watching that movie, I'm always like, or a TV show, I'm real good, but like, that's important. How do you know? They only got so many minutes. They're not gonna waste time showing you something that's not important. If you see it, it's important or relevant in some way. So what if we adopted that attitude for our lives? What if instead of me thinking it has to be this way, me go, that must be important.
Mhm.
Why? Because he's showing me. So let me log that away. No, I don't know how this scene is going to go, but I know at the end of this movie, it's going to all be for his glory, and I am going to be okay. Even if okay looks different than I think okay should look right now. And I just have found that when I remind myself of that, even during the challenging times, it's like, but I already know who wins at the end of the movie. But
Exactly.
I still
Yeah.
got to go through the movie
And that's what I
to get
love.
to that
Yeah.
point.
I love that because it's like, I think I've said that with someone before. It's like, look, I know at the end I win. Okay. I don't know how I win. I don't know what the score is going to be. I don't know. But I'm just going along for that excitement. And like you said, it's like the movie is playing out. We're living this. There's going to be ups, there are going to be downs. But I know if I believe who my rock is,
Yeah.
if I believe everything that he has told me in these words, that, oh, I'm going to win at the end.
Yeah. And it can be so easy to say it now.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
you get in the situation, you're like, but it also reminds me right now, we like the NBA, it's playoff season,
Hmm.
right? And so there are some games that are blowouts that it's just like, it's blowout. And yesterday, one of the games started that way. They were up like 23 points. And it's so easy to get either comfortable
Hmm.
in that position and be like, oh, this is a no-brainer, or to change the channel and be like, I don't want to see that. That's not going to be a good game. But next thing you know, I mean, they were almost going point for point. It was this thing. Now, the reality is, in that kind of situation, daddy knows who's going to win that game.
Yeah.
Even though half of the people, if you will, are rooting for one team and half are rooting, what it realizes, it doesn't matter who's rooting for you or
Oh,
against
that's
you.
good. I love that.
It don't matter who's rooting for or against. And it
Right.
doesn't matter if you are in an arena where it seems like everybody is wearing somebody else's jersey for the other
Mhm.
team. And
Mhm.
you're like, it's an away game. What am I going to do? You're outnumbered. It's loud. At the end of the day, he's declared that victory.
Yeah.
And it's also important to remember for the playoffs that it's the best out of 7.
Yeah.
So even if
It's a
you go
marathon.
down 3 games,
Mhm.
and people want to be like, it's over. No, it's not. It's not over. And I think we can get into certain positions where we stand in our victory because we feel victorious, because we look and it looks victorious. But it's building that muscle to stand in our victory when it looks like it might be a defeat.
Right. When it looks like
When
you're
it
losing, when you're down 100 to 1, still knowing that you're going to be the one holding the trophy at the end of it. I want to get back to when you were talking about how it doesn't matter about who's rooting for you, because one of the things that I always observe or see, and that is let's continue with the basketball
Mhm.
analogy, the people that you have a lot of respect for, the people who you value their opinion, not your detractors, not the normal people that you're like, I don't care what you think or what you say. Whenever they look and shake their head and go, I don't know, that's a time when you stop sometimes and go, wait, how am I supposed to believe if, LaShonda, who's my girl, says, Terry, I don't know. And that's another time I think that's when, the enemy, the opposition can kind of distract you. Because if it
Mhm.
was somebody I didn't care nothing about, I would be like, oh no, I'm really going to win now because I know you hate on me.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's when the people who are in your tight circle start to question the victory too, is when you really got to dig your stakes in.
You really do. And it's interesting because sometimes it's understanding that even the people you trust, people who are spiritually sound, who walk you through, pray you through all of these things, their capacity to see your road in victory
Hmm.
is not going to be the same as your capacity that you've been given to see what's in front of you and to go
Absolutely.
forward. And sometimes we expect community vision. Like we all see it, right? We all see it. Let's hold hands and go. Like we all in this together. But then, and that works for a while until the road gets narrower and narrower. And then it's like when they like, nah, I don't see that. I don't know. I don't know about that. And it's hard because sometimes these are some of the same people who have given you wisdom
Exactly.
before that
Exactly.
you didn't see, that you were like, oh man, I'm so glad I talked to Terry and she helped me see that perspective. So it's not easy to just write them off and say, oh, y'all don't see it. It's not meaning we're dismissing wisdom, but it does mean when we come back and we say, okay, daddy, I know I hear you. I
Yeah.
see, I know you told me this is this is the game I'm playing, this is the uniform I'm wearing, this is the play to run. And
Yeah.
even when they're like, I don't think you should do that, we have to be able to, in some cases, be able to cut that out enough to go, thank you. Like
Hmm.
I appreciate that you're still willing to pour into and that you care, but this is what I hear. And the beautiful thing about that is so often if we were wrong, come back. It's still best out of 7.
Yeah.
If you go like, that last play, that should have been a different play. Okay. It's when we stay there and we go, oh, now we're defeated. No, we gotta keep,
Yeah.
we still gotta play a game.
You
We still
can't
gotta
back
go,
up.
okay. And it doesn't, sometimes we question our ability to, we just kind of come back to draw up another play. And I think that is important. I hope that's encouraging because some people are like, I've been there, I've done that. I can't anymore. And it's like, we got to keep getting up and we got to keep doing it because the victory is guaranteed, but only if you get
You
to
got to
the
run the
end.
race. You got to run the race. You
You
got to get
got
to
to
the
actually
game.
get to the end.
Yes, and it's a choice. We talk so much in a lot of these videos about things being a choice, and that comes down to our free will that God has given us, and that is, hey, I got the victory for you. You have a choice to get up, like you said, get up, stay in the race, keep it moving, because it's a marathon. It's best out of 7. It's not a sprint. It's not who gets the first bucket wins. It's not any of those things. And it also circles back to, you sometimes got to have the big comeback so that people can know it wasn't because LaShonda or Terry are so well equipped or they know how to do things so well. Of course, they get victories. It's not that. It's something's going to show through so that God gets the glory. You don't get the glory, because most of the time, what we go through, not most, a lot of times, whatever quantity of times, when we go through things, it's not always about us.
Yeah. And I think to those of us who have declared in some way, I'm your vessel, Lord, use me, then we gotta remember that when things happen, and why is this happening to me? Why is it always me? And then it always comes back to, what was that declaration? What are those songs you sing? Lord, I'm available to you.
Yeah.
I will,
Well,
I
not
give to
today.
you. I
Yeah.
do what you say do. It. Like, oh, I know you meant like all the time. I thought that was just on Sunday, right? No, we come back and we got to be like, oh, so there is a greater work, right? And to when we can see how our life, our circumstance, our vessel is used for the greater good, man, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking before we recorded. What about those times when it's radio silent?
Yeah.
And you are literally like, why am I doing this?
Yeah,
You know, I'm
exactly.
sacrificing all this. We might not always get the immediate feedback that what we're doing is contributing to the greater good, but he told us that it does.
Yeah.
And then I am very grateful for the times when he does give a little bit of that feedback for you to go like, ah,
All right.
this is
Yeah,
why.
it's like that little nudge. And it is to remind us that when we are in Christ, he has already given us everything that we need. And that includes, okay, now you got a battle to fight. You're going to win this battle, but you got to go through it. And back to a few of the things that you were talking about as it relates to drowning out the distractors and going, no, but this is what God told me. Again, it's built upon relationship. You're not going to hear that or know that you're walking that victorious path. You're going to go, what? Who said what? You said that? I'm going to go here, there. You know, it's like, let's go back to basketball. It's like, if everybody's calling a play from the stands, you're not paying attention to your coach, you're going to do, oh, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. No, listen to the coach. Yeah. That's who's got it. That's where you have to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I even think, you know, part of this too is you pick up some of the tools you need along the way. Sometimes we think we start with all the tools we need right there in hand, but sometimes we got to go through something. Then we go like, oh, I need that. It's very popular in video game worlds when you play like the more advanced games. You start one place, you got to travel to this place, and you look at the map and you like, but the goal is to get over there. Why would I go over here? Because there's something over here that's going to get you there. You know, it's not linear. It might look like it's out of the way, but you got something or someone that you need to pick up over there that's going to continue. You know, the teams that win, they don't start the season necessarily with all the players that they win the championship with. You got trades, you got free agency, you got all this stuff that happens that you acquire and lose people along the way. And so I hope that's encouraging too for people, that you have what you need for right now.
And that's all
but
you
as you continue
about.
That's it, continue, and you'll get the extra stuff that you need for the next level.
Well, thank you. That's good. That's good word. That's good wisdom, LaShonda. I really, let's take it back as we're closing out. I want to take it back to the movie illustration. And that is, if we think about enjoying life, we know at the end we're going to win. So enjoy the movie, play out the scenes. Sometimes it seems like you're up, sometimes it seems like you're down, but the Lord has a great life and path for you. And for some people, it may look more arduous. It may look like it's nothing but pain and suffering. But connecting in that relationship reminds us that, hey, at the end, I win.
Yes.
Whatever win looks like. So, hey, high five, we win.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, dear. And thanks everyone for listening. I appreciate it. Bye.